Hey, tired! What's up? It's the Culture Detective here investigating your favorite movies, and today I am skipping both of my classes and I woke up early just so that I could watch A Complete Unknown, and I finally have watched it and I'm finally reviewing it. So, A Complete Unknown is a new movie directed by James Mangold. It is a musical biopic about the amazing, the legendary folk singer Bob Dylan. It is directed by James Mangold. And yeah, previously, when it comes to James Mangold, of course, back in 2017, he directed Logan, which is considered the final Wolverine movie before the new Deadpool 3 came out. And when Logan came out and I watched it, I absolutely loved it. It is a bold, daring take on the superhero genre. It's really realist, it's very gruesome, it's very depressive, and it is a very fresh breath of air. But obviously, that isn't James Mangold's wheelhouse. He actually does these very basic would be of not a good word to describe it, but I would say he does these very plain biopic films. Essentially, is James Mangold's thing usually. So obviously, a couple years back, he directed Ford versus Ferrari, which I thought was a pretty fun movie, but didn't really shock me or intrigue me anymore beyond that. And also, this isn't James Mangold's first musical documentary. He also directed Walk the Line, which I haven't seen. It stars Joaquin Phoenix as Johnny Cash. And hilariously, like it's a freaking Avengers movie, Johnny Cash also appears in A Complete Unknown. Another thing is that this is not the first time there is a biopic of Bob Dylan. Like many years ago, I think nearly 2 decades ago, we have the movie I'm Not There by Todd Haynes, which is this very experimental anthology movie where multiple actors also play different versions of Bob Dylan. And after, even though I haven't seen that, I've seen trailers, I've seen clips, but after A Complete Unknown, I honestly, I'm certain that I'm Not There is probably a better film than A Complete Unknown because there is no way you could truly capture Bob Dylan's persona and character without having multiple actors portray him all at once. So now let's talk about A Complete Unknown. I had zero interest when I saw the trailer for the movie and when it came out. This movie is only one of the many musical biopics of the last few years. Bohemian Rhapsody, which is about Freddie Mercury, very bad movie. The more I think about it, the more I dislike it. There's also Rocket Man, which is about what's his name? Oh my god. Elton John. Elton John. And then a couple years ago we have Elvis, which I also really disliked. I get it. It's Baz Luhrmann. It's supposed to be maximalist, but Elvis just feels like colorful vomit for me. So obviously musical biopics is one of my least favorite kinds of movies. And for that to happen once a year is annoying. And not only that, this year we also have Better Man, but Better Man is an exception because Robbie Williams is very much alive and still making music, and the main character is a monkey. So Better Man is trying something different at least. But aside from Better Man, all these other musical biopics are just doing the same thing again and again and again and again and again. And that thing is Wikipedia. Watching this movie feels like I'm reading someone's Wikipedia page. This is how they started out. That's the first scene, and then they get successful, they get famous, and then they deal with fame, and then some people dislike them, they have haters now, etc., etc., relationship problems, and then that's it. And next year we also have the Michael Jackson biopic. Hopefully they do something different, but I highly doubt it. So, yeah, even though it's a Wikipedia movie, apparently, now I'm gonna say this, I'm gonna admit this, and that is I'm not that familiar with Bob Dylan's music. nor his personal life story. And I wish I'd gotten more into Bob Dylan before watching this movie. Unfortunately, I haven't. But according to many sources, A Complete Unknown is very inaccurate in terms of Bob Dylan's character and also his life story. Because Bob Dylan in this movie is depicted as this cold-blooded, antisocial, mysterious, sad guy who is like, yeah, man, it's whatever. I don't give a fuck. Yeah, like that's just Timothy Chalamet's performance as Bob Dylan in this movie. But Bob Dylan in real life does not sound like this. He does not act like this, and he is actually way friendlier and way more humorous than the way this movie depicts him. On top of that, there are tons of things in this movie that just did not happen in real life, like Bob Dylan's first time meeting Woody Guthrie and Pete Seeger, played by Edward Norton, and also that time when he appeared in Pete Seeger's Rainbow TV show and sang a song with a blues singer, except that never happened, and the blues singer doesn't even exist. And there are so many other inaccuracies that can be unpacked. I'm not going to unpack it here. The performances, they're okay. Maybe it's because the script is just okay. When the script is just okay, I can't really buy into any of the performances. I thought Timothy Chalamet is a good actor. He acts his ass off. But again, this is not a very accurate depiction of Bob Dylan, and his constant, yeah, man. Yeah, whatever, man. Like, it just doesn't sell his character at all. Monica Barbaro, I think that's her name, as Joan Baez is okay. Edward Norton is really good. Might be my favorite performance here, actually, is Edward Norton. Everyone else is just okay, really. Johnny Cash is in this movie again, like it's freaking Avengers. Ooh, guess what? Johnny Cash is in this movie. It's like Nikolai Tesla showing up in The Prestige, except this time it's actually serious. And I think my greatest critique with this movie is that it's just not that interesting of a story. Again, you're telling us Bob Dylan's life as if we're reading a Wikipedia page, but also the entire conflict of this film builds towards the climax, which is the Newport Folk Festival. And it's supposed to be like a huge, groundbreaking, earth-shattering event where Bob Dylan goes electric. Bob Dylan has a band, and someone's playing the keyboard, and people are rioting, they're screaming, they're angry, they're throwing things. But honestly, it's not really that big of a deal, and I really dislike it when biopics have to frame that one event and make it like extremely huge. It's like the Live Aid in Bohemian Rhapsody. It's basically the same all over again. And yeah, there are so many just long performance scenes, long singing scenes in this movie. And why am I watching them instead of just listening to the music by itself, you know? So yeah, not a big fan, unfortunately. I'm only watching this to finish my Best Picture nominees lineup. I'm Still Here in a couple hours. So yeah, I'm giving this movie a 5 out of 10. Sorry. So have you watched A Complete Unknown? Comments below, let me know, subscribe if you want more, and thanks for watching.